continuing on. Yeah, we have a number of energy shifts coming. We have the age of Aquarius, and then I heard of another one today called the Uluru, which is from Australia, surrounding that big red rock. Now, anyone that knows me knows I love the big red. I always keep a little piece of here, and I moved here because I like to be also close to the red earth. It just draws me, okay? So I wanted to do, and I drug out the 10 cards and then the other cards to see what we have coming up with the energy shifts from both of the prophecies. So the first card I have out is this is going to carry some strong transmissions that are happening with these energetic changes of possible changes in consciousness, etc. The doors are open for that. The challenge is materialism, okay? Challenge is materialism. In order to make those shifts, you have to be willing to forego really just striving for money and for status and for fame and all those things. So what we have here, those that are conscious of wanting to make these changes, yes, they'll be aware of new energies coming in. Subconsciously, people are still hung up on the burdens, the ideations that they have. Again, when you're doing a spiritual path, you get challenged on all the things that you're holding, okay? All of those get challenged along the way. And they dissolve, they break up, but you have to go through that process of those challenges. What we have here in this past is Six of Pentacles, which is sharing the wealth, sharing the knowledge, sharing whatever is viable in the physical world, okay? And what we have going forward in short term is defense, but it's not as heavy of a defense as you see in other decks where it's a heavy rod. This is more of standing in there and knowing that we are surrounded by beneficial energies, okay? And so we can stand in there and, again, not have to be so in this physical realm of defense, okay? So how we see this is coming in, how it's seen, is revolution. So there's going to be a lot of changes. Again, we have that new energy coming in. And this is like the Tower card, revolution. It's going to, be challenging to your belief systems. There are things that have to be torn down before the new things can come in. Okay? As far as the burdens that you're carrying, all of these things have to be challenged. They will be worked on. You can work on looking at those things. You stop, you look at it, you question it deeply, and once you get to the seed of it, that will untie and cut those knots to release those. Okay, as far as the hopes and fears, we have the universe. The hope is for the universe. The fear is maybe some people that the universe is going to end. You know, we've had some of those prophecies that the Mayan calendar stops at 2012. Remember that? And people were freaking out, and oh my God, you know. So that's the fear. The fear is that, what one's getting back is not going to be beneficial. The hope is that this universe opens up and we get the better things coming up. And then the outcome is, you know, if you are doing this path and you have, you're trusting the universe, this is a path of trust and surrender, that you have those challenging times. You have to trust and surrender. Again, retreat, surrender, letting go. Then these things start to manifest. And this breakdown of the false ideation starts to occur. You start having these shifts of energy, shifts of perception that take place along the way. So looking again at the strength that's coming in, the challenges, the comfy lifestyle of all the physical things that people want to gravitate to, money, power, all of that. And we look at this new energy coming in, and again, revolution, the tower, that these things are going to break down for something better. Again, we have the tower. Part of the process is going beyond this physicality of stuff, grasping stuff, to the more etheric things, the more spiritual things. So what we have next when it comes to that breakdown in the new energy, and then, holding to your belief systems and things we're working on, now comes in a strong Shakti, or energy of truth, is coming in. Higher truth to start to break through those things. When we have working on the things, again, holding to it as far as the sharing and the universe coming to an end, sometimes, again, you may feel a little bit tied up with it. But it's going to, take a little time, and this is your karmic path, your karmic destiny to come through that. So let's see what we have on this next layer with that. As far as the tower and this strong truth coming in, luminous, things will become, again, brighter, easier to see. As far as that strong truth, and then this being tied up with your ideations and things that are holding you back, you need to have a balance in that as you're challenging these belief systems and going forward. As far as this being tied up, and as far as the wheel, wisdom is going to come. It takes time for that wisdom. And again, as you go through the process, you'll find out that you're tied up by your own constraints and your own ideations, which you have carried for many lifetimes. So when it comes to luminous, the brightness and the balance, have a brave heart. Go forward. Don't fear the tower moment and the strong truths that are coming through. You have to be willing to walk through that, and you'll find out you'll be just fine. As far as balance and wisdom, these are the things of the soul. The journey is to find out who and what you are at the core. That divine is, which gives life to all things. It's the life of all life and the death of all death. When you get to that and you break through and you've done the work, and we are all in this together doing this work. I like this. This is the community hive, the tribe that's going forward. Now, again, you know, as Bible says, there will be those that will be lifted out, and there will be those that are, you know, they're just going to be absorbed back into the thing because they don't want to move forward. They would rather follow the dark instead of the light, okay? But we're talking here about the light and the tribe that's going forward with this. All of us are working at this together. The light workers, all of those that want truth, that want the good things for humanity. We're going to continue to work on this, continue to go forward. And these doors are now opening. Okay? Doesn't mean that you're going to wake up and you're going to suddenly be enlightened. You have to do the work. Okay? But there are more open doors and opportunities for this to start taking place. Don't be surprised if you start having these energy surges and, you know, the Holy Spirit, or if you want to call it Kundalini, or the Holy Spirit starts activating. And when that happens, then all of these, you start having visions, you start, you know, you may see auras, you have visions. You're going to be challenged on so many levels, okay? And it's to move you forward, okay, into more of that divine is, more into that finding out what you are, and more importantly, what you're not. You know, you are not this corporeal form, okay? Whatever is changing, in flux, in motion, in change, is not the divine is. That's part of the transitory world, okay? But you keep going further and further back, and all energy, I don't care what color it appears to be on this surface, if you keep going further back down the line, you get to the seed state, and it's all that singular divine is. It's kind of like everything comes from the divine is, and this world is like the prism that separates the colors and shows them to be different values, okay? But if you go back far enough, all of it comes from that same singular divine is. And the way I try to explain that is if you have a lampshade and you poke holes in it, and you have one light bulb, the light bulb is the divine is. Okay, the lampshade is this world of corporealism, okay? We'll say it that way. And every one of those little holes in there feels like it's a separate being, a separate persona, okay? But if you follow that light all the way back, it goes back to where? One place. The divine is, which gives life and breath to everything. Okay, so we are all part and parcel of that divine is. Okay, and the spiritual path is about nothing more than the breakdown of that illusion of being some separate being, separate thing that takes on all these restrictions in order to experience things here, okay? We take on restrictions, and the path is about, you know, we confront those restrictions and we see the fallacy of them, and each fallacy that is seen through gets opened up, it gets cut, it gets, until one is absolutely opens the doors to that freedom, to experience, to find out they have always been that divine is. So it's a bit of a shock when everything disappears in this world. There is no, there's no, this corporeal world. You're not seeing it. You find out I've never existed. It's been a story. And that you are forever that divine is. It doesn't mean one comes back and one thinks a persona is the divine is. No. The persona is never it is a reflection how do you say it? It's like a reflection of what it is, okay? It's a poor reflection of it, okay? So there's a total shift in consciousness once that takes place. And the divine is more real than anything you feel in this corporeal plane. So there is a huge shift that occurs. It's not something that one experiences like, I see it. You see a physicality, okay? It's not experienced that way. You as a separate being is not experiences it. You are like a, how do I say it? You're like a wax object, and when it gets close to the sun, it melts, it's gone, and the only thing that's there is the sun, okay? You're like that single drop of water that falls in the ocean, okay? You're no longer this single drop of water. Now you are the ocean. You are aware of that ocean and the limitations that had been there as this drop of water, the limitations that are taken on, and the mistaken notions one would think as they are a singular drop, okay? And there's an immediate expansion when it dissolves within the, becomes back part of that ocean, okay? So that's the best way that I could explain it. It doesn't explain it as well as it would like to, but that's the best I can get at it. You can't explain it with words because it's beyond words, okay? All words set up limitations, and this is without limit. So that's why they have to say, those that speak do not know, and those that know do not speak, okay? That's a little convoluted. This is why we've had sages throughout history that try to explain it, but we say you can't explain it in words because words are limited. If you say something is unlimited, first you think of a limitation and then you try to expand on it, okay? So it's not possible to understand it with verbiage. This is why we say you're not going to get there by talking about it or, hearing what someone else says about it. You have to have that direct unfolding, that direct cognition of it, where the ego identification implodes. Like the tower, it implodes, okay? And you find out that that was such a rigid structure that didn't need to be there, okay? So that implodes, and then one is just part and parcel of the universal divine energetic is, okay? So I'm going to leave this here. Thank you for tuning in. Love and light to everyone. Don't forget to mask up, and I'll see you online.